Welcome to Profiles in Leadership. I'm your host, Al Calarco. CFA Institute is a global, not-for-profit association of investment professionals that awards the CFA and CIPM designations. The CFA designation is recognized as the standard by which to measure serious investment professionals. Our guest today is CFA's Managing Director for Education, Tom Robinson. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you, Al. Pleasure being here.
Thank you. Tom, if you would you describe your vision for the educational programs and services of CFA offers, and how you make sure everyone is aligned to that vision around the world?
Yeah, talk a little bit about the vision for the organization. We have basically 6 words, which are bigger mission, bolder voice, and bigger tent. And basically what we're looking to do, CFA Institute for 50 years has been setting the highest standards for the investment profession. But we touch just the top tier of investment professionals, as you note, what we call serious investment professional. But there's millions of people involved in the capital markets around the world. What we want to do through our educational programs over the next 5 to 10 years is really reach out and touch more members of the investment profession. So we're going to start some brand new educational programs that are geared towards people that work in the back office, the middle office, that support the work of portfolio managers around the world, and basically infuse our code and standards more globally throughout the profession.
Terrific. A lot rides on the successful launch of the new Investment Fundamentals Certificate. Since you haven't marketed a new product of this scope for some time, how will you ensure success, and what is at stake for CFA?
Yeah, we haven't marketed a new product of this kind for 50 years. So we launched the CFA program in 1963. We launched the CIPM program, which is a very small niche program, about 6 years ago. To put things in perspective, the CFA program, we have 200,000 candidates around the world studying for that program on an annual basis. The CIPM program has about 1,000 people. The potential reach of the Investment Fundamentals program could be many multiples of the number of individuals we reach through the CFA program itself. So it's a huge initiative for us, and we basically have a team of individuals from across the organization. We refer to this as a CFA Institute program. It's really not an education program. While education is at the core of it, we actually have people on the project team from every office in the world and from every division within the organization. And it really is forcing us to really think more collaboratively and have a partnership mindset globally, which is really good for the organization right now.
Good, and it leads right into my next question. CFA is organized globally as a matrix, which results in some unclear lines of authority and ambiguity over who will make final decisions. How does this hinder global collaboration, and is it time to reorganize the company?
We're taking a very hard look at this. We actually have a cross-divisional team that's looking at our global operating structure and trying to determine if we can function a little bit better. You know, we've grown up sort of functionally. So we have the education division. We've opened offices now in Hong Kong and London and Brussels. We're getting ready to open one in Buenos Aires, and we're pushing staff out to those offices. Most of our new hires are outside of the U.S. So it's really important that we get this right. So we're actually looking at, my view is perhaps in 5 years, there won't be an education division. There'll be just different project teams that are really cross-disciplinary in nature. Now, that's not the final answer. As I said, we've got a team of individuals looking at this, but it's really important for our future that we get this global operating structure right.
Sure. So some more to do. The CFA program has a strong ethical component. Since the investment industry annually suffers from many cases of ethical misconduct, how effective are your programs?
That's an excellent question. So as we mentioned earlier, we're only hitting the top tier of investment professionals. It's a voluntary program. Nobody tells you that you have to take the CFA program. It's in depth. It takes 3 years, 1,000 hours of study, but it's entirely voluntary. The CFA and our other designation, the CIPM, are not like an MBA. You earn an MBA and it's yours for life. The CFA, the CIPM, these other designations can be taken away. We have a very aggressive professional conduct program. We look at things that are going on in the marketplace. We look at articles that appear in the news. We have clients that will call us if they have a problem with their financial advisor, and we take very aggressive action. If you do something wrong, we will take your CFA away. And nobody wants that to happen. Now, that being said, we take a number away every year. But if you look at the percentage of cases that are out there relative to the investment profession as a whole, they're relatively small for our members.
Terrific. Your work in shepherding the highly visible IFC product from concept to commitment and pre-launch is highly regarded at CFA. Which personal leadership qualities have you brought to this crucial project so far?
Yeah, so for investment fundamentals, I think my main contribution has been staying out of the way. So I think I had a reputation when I first came in 5 years ago of being very hands-on, and I've moved in the opposite direction. And what we have is we have a very young, dynamic team that are working on this program. And I basically view my role as communicating between the leadership team and the board and the team that's running this program, and really have given the reins to them and letting them run with it, and I expect it will be a very successful program.
Terrific. We have time for just one more question, Tom. To relax, you and your wife might be found fishing off the coast of Florida. Tell us about this passion and what you both enjoy so much about bobbing around on the briny sea.
Okay. I grew up in South Florida, so I fished as a youngster. My wife grew up in Cleveland, didn't fish so much. When we moved back to Florida in 1992, I had always wanted to take up fly fishing. And there was a fly fishing clinic running on a Saturday. Unfortunately, I was teaching an MBA class that Saturday, so I asked my wife to go to the fly fishing clinic so she could teach me how to fly fish. She went to that clinic, and that's all she wrote. She's been fishing ever since.
Oh, wow.
She actually she's a physician, just recently retired last month in order to spend more time fishing bass tournaments.
Terrific, terrific. Well, Tom, that's all we have time for you. Thank you for your time. And thank you. We'll see you next time on Profiles in Leadership.